Good morning, everyone. This is Marshall Gittler bringing you the morning comment for July 15th. Currencies moved in a very narrow range yesterday, with the dollar mostly unchanged against the G10 currencies. It fell a bit versus the Canadian dollar and rose a bit versus the New Zealand dollar, the yen, and the sterling, but really nothing significant. Commodities were more volatile, especially the agricultural commodities, and that's where you should be looking if you want some action. Gold and silver fell sharply in late European trading Monday. They failed to register any bounce overnight. Corn, wheat, and several of the other agricultural commodities fell further, continuing their recent slump. Now, even if those markets are more volatile, frankly, I'm not going to be making any recommendations on them. Prices for the softs are determined largely by the weather, and my training is in economics, so I don't really have any insight to share about them. Technical analysis will probably be more useful there. As expected, the minutes of the July RBA meeting showed little change in the RBA's tone, and Aussie dollar opened today in Europe an astonishing 1 pip off of yesterday's opening price. Personally, I agree with RBA Governor Stevens, who said that the Aussie dollar, quote, is overvalued and not just by a few cents, unquote. I expect Aussie dollar to trend lower as commodity prices decline further. The Bank of Japan held its policy board meeting overnight, and it too made no changes to its scenario. Board members estimated that the CPI, excluding fresh foods, would rise 1.9% in the year from April 2015. That's the same as their forecast 3 months ago. Personally, I don't think that they're likely to hit that level unless the yen falls further, because earnings are still rising less than prices, meaning consumer purchasing power is diminishing. The only way to engineer inflation, then, is to weaken the currency. So I expect some action from the Bank of Japan along those lines later this year. As for today, in the European trading, the main event is going to be the German ZEW survey for July. That's expected to fall. The forecast of weakening indices adds to the recent signs of a slowdown in the Eurozone's economy and could be negative for the euro. In the UK, the CPI is forecast to have accelerated a bit from May, but still remain under the Bank of England's target. In the US, the big event of the day, Fed Chair Janet Yellen will take center stage with her testimony to the Senate on the semi-annual monetary policy report. Following the June FOMC meeting, she said that recent readings on the CPI index have been a bit on the high side, but added that the data are noisy. So I think that's going to be the focus today. Investors will want to hear whether she still has the same view on inflation that she did a month ago, and of course also any hints she might give about when the Fed could start raising rates. As for U.S. indicators, retail sales for June and the Empire State Manufacturing Survey for July are coming out. And in case that's not enough, Bank of England Governor Mark Carney and some of his colleagues will testify at the House of Commons. For more information, including technical analysis, please read the full comment on IronFX.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or circle us on Google+ to get more trading ideas. This is Marshall Gittler, Global Head of FX Strategy at IronFX Global, wishing you solid trading.